Welcome. We're here. Ooh, we're here today. Yep. So I got something different that I want to showcase. Actually, I've been drawing it for a while, but I'm not sure if anybody's noticed it. It's called Liminal Space. Yeah. So today we have a poster board that we're going to use. It's 22 by 28, and it's on the other side of this camera. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Got something I want to show you. We have this marker. So liminal spaces are usually spaces that are empty. And if you Google it or use some type of prompt to figure out what the imagery looks like, it's usually an empty space. It might have chairs, it might have some type of furniture, or maybe even lights, but usually there's no people. That's what we call liminal space. And on the back of most of my posters for my cats, that's where liminal space exists. Because on the front, there's energy, there's an existence of a creature or an organism. But on the other side, you can't see it, so it doesn't exist until you open up the door. And there you go. There's this space on the other side. So I just explained that the best way that I can. So let's take a look at this black poster. Yep, there it is, the black poster. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started. I like to think that it's easy. It's easy to figure out, but I'm gonna use the whole space to draw with this one green marker. So I am drawing on one side, and I have to try to complete the space equally. Well, I tried. There you go. It looks like our space is available. You can take your seat now at any point. So let's draw some seating here. There we go. Now we got somewhere to sit. And just like I said, in this empty space, because all of this is void. There is no human existence here. So we're just going to draw items that would refer to a space that could be used if there were a presence of something. Easy enough, right? Just draw some shapes for value. Starts to look good already. Let's go. Let's draw. I mean, if there was somebody, they would value maybe some nice furnishings. Yeah, I think everybody would enjoy some type of furnished value in our empty space. And thank you guys for joining. Those who do pop in to say hi, I appreciate it. Those who, yeah, those who come by to just watch, I value that as well. Because you're here. This looks like a nice rug. That's the focal point of our liminal space. What's up, Omizu? You said two in a row. How's it going? Oh, it's perfect today. Absolutely perfect. And yeah, I got two posters in a row. I'm trying to get not more consistent because I am yeah, I'm still working on consistency with my live streams. So I still like to make videos and edit and things like that. So it's a little bit more difficult, to figure that out. But I'm here for it. Absolutely here for it. And yeah. But how goes the day for you? How is it treating? How's your day treating you? I hope you can hear me too, because I don't have my headphones on. I have them on my shoulder, but not on me physically. So it is it's super difficult to figure out which one works. If I just speak out loud over me using these headphones, because the last few times it's trying to explain that people can hear me, but yeah, I don't think that's true or false. I don't think it's true or false. Yeah, yeah. Yep. And we have, I like to think that this space here is more of a broader window of like a liminal space, because sometimes there's a gap in the walls that could take you anywhere. So that's how I visualize this space in the back. You can go wherever. You can go wherever you want to go. And sometimes you may not be able to come back from it either. So be careful. Yeah, be careful. It's starting to look really good already. Actually, I think this one promises a lot. And I'm only using the green marker to emphasize the silhouettes, but we can do whatever. We can add color later on, or we can just leave it as B because it's just our thoughts. So thoughts sometimes don't have color representation, they just have silhouettes. That's how we see things, and that's how it's organized sometimes. And yep. Gotta make sure I check the chat because I'm not looking down. I'm looking in a different direction. You said another 12-hour shift at the day job, so I'm doing okay. Okay. I love the positivity. There's a goal in there. I like it. So the sound is fine. These drawings are interesting. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You said in my younger days, I love drawing interior spaces. Ooh, that sounds pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I would have to say so myself. Got it there. Yeah, some years ago now, I thought that I was going to be an interior designer, so I went to school and I realized like I liked designing, maybe not for interior, but I liked the idea that it was possible. And the fact that I could, at some point, I could always change and make decisions based on that. And I did. So I went for entertainment design, which means that I could make the items that go on the interior of establishments or buildings or movies. And that's what I went to school for. Quickly made a decision, so uh, I didn't have too many limitations at that point. Just figure it out. Yep, just figured it out. So I believe I explained it. I actually explained it pretty well in the beginning of this stream. Like liminal spaces are like places that are created by whoever. It really doesn't matter because like I create a liminal space by moving into a place that has no furniture, right? And then when I move out, at that point, the space becomes empty. So I create another liminal space beforehand and after. And so the structure of it can be any way you see it, as long as there's no people that exist in it, because then it becomes a living space, not a liminal space. Yeah. But fun enough, I realized that the back of my posters and some of my drawings didn't have the same showcase as the front of my posters do with the cats. So I was like, well, let's see what it looks like if we turn the poster on the other side and give it some more value. And this is the value. And often enough, it could be whatever you want it to be. Whatever. So I'm thinking of like if this is a space, right? There's a light source. So I believe all of this is the light source of the space. And it just triggers me to think like that's how lights work. So yeah, that's how I tend to look at things. Uh, Even though, I mean, everybody knows light bulbs work in one way, but light could work in multiple different ways. And as long as it produces, the outcome, then you got your source of energy uh, that powers your light. There goes that. You said I used to help my dad draft floor plans for his work, so I learned a lot of technical drawing from that. That's wild. I had uh, my sister's father gave me a book of mechanical drafting, and I was like, well, since somebody gave me information, I should use this. And I really thought of, and I planned out patterns and scaling and things like that based on the book that he gave me, which is really cool because I didn't know how much information you could find just in a book. So I drew a lot of those things out, thinking that I was going to be a draftsman of some type of point. So it's interesting. I mean, I guess I still am a draftsman. Yeah. You said they are patterns of energy. You got it. Oh, absolutely, you got it. It makes sense. Yep. Well, thanks for figuring it out so quickly too, because a lot of people don't see it, and I do have to explain it, which is okay. Like I love explaining things. Um, I do. I really like to explain things because it's fun. Like my brain is a place of like harvesting, and so sometimes I want to give out what I produce. Yeah, that's how I see it. So yeah, if this was the back of something working, like this is how it would look from this side of the perspective. So I like this. This I think this one gives me so much more. Yeah, this is like it promises something totally different. I appreciate you guys being here too. See a few people creeping back there behind me, so I like that. Maybe not in real life. Don't creep up behind me. Somebody did that at a show that I went to, and that was really weird. It was really weird. Don't do that. Don't do that. You guys can stop by and say something. It's interesting because I know I do watch like tons of other people's videos and always have to say something because It might just make the day, you know, different for them if they know that somebody's actually appreciating or watching or enjoying or whatever the case is, you know, in that. But some people just come to check it out and keep it moving. Yep, that's what they do. This is cool though. I like this. I like this a lot. I like it a lot. I'm just gonna fill in the seats of these chairs because just in case somebody decides to come and have a seat, there will be at least something for them to rest their loins, their pork loins, because sometimes we're made out of pork. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. But yeah, so this is the top part of it, and then this is like the bottom half of uh, the experience. So just give me 1 second. So it looks. Let's see if it looks. Yeah, it still looks good. You said that is very cool. Yeah, so much cool info in books like that. As a whole, we are connected in many different ways that we may not see with the naked eye, but we do with our mind's eye. I wonder how many just don't speak or understand English, but still stay to check out a more universal way of communicating. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, I like the way you said that. Ooh, yeah, I like the way you say that because a lot of times I do listen to other people who don't, speak the same language that I speak, and I listen in because I'm like, there's like something that even if I can't understand what they're saying, but their physical motion is, a good representative part of, yeah. And I like that. I like how you said that. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe, people, uh, yeah, maybe people enjoy it just like that too. It's possible. Let's see if I can get. So also, I didn't realize. So there's like so many things about these markers. So the tip on this marker is rounded, right? So you got the cap, and then you can take this off, and there's a chisel edge. Oh wow, that word. On the other side, right? Let me see if I can get this. So, and I'm explaining this because like somebody who may not even use these type of markers, right? So there's a chisel edge on the other side of this marker, but on the tip of this cap, there's like a little button, and you use that to poke so you can draw more ink out. And I didn't even know that. I had no idea. I did. What's up, Brad? You said hi. Do you remember me from your last stream? It's me, the guy that got inspired by your art. Bread, I think you changed your name because I don't remember Bread, but if that's you, I appreciate you stopping by. And you gotta stop by more often because then it'll help me remember, our conversations as well. But I appreciate that. I really do. Really do appreciate that. I'm gonna use I'm gonna use as much of this poster to get our points. I think I asked before, you said that you started art, but what was it that you started to do? Are you painting? Are you like what type of artistry did our encounter create? Because that's fascinating. That's so fascinating. It really draws me to believe I should keep doing what I'm doing because I don't know the positive impacts that I have. I know there's probably some negative things in there people take, but we're all here to get something. And yeah, yeah. So I like to think like if there's an upside down, there's like a complete opposite of whatever this is. So that's what I'm about to create. I'm about to create the other side of this wall. That looks right. Let's go. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. Even though it looks like it's off center, I think most of the spaces are equal. You just gotta jump, and then that's the pivot space that exists. Yeah, that's what I said. The pivot. You gotta pivot. Okay. Let me see what you said. You said very ingenious. Oh, you didn't tell. You still didn't tell me. You still didn't tell me what you were working on that I helped you to start. You said art, but so you got to understand there's definitions for art. I'm a creator. This is what I create. Now, if I make something as a creator and I want to sell it to someone, and I do successfully sell it to someone, I am now an artist because I sold it to somebody who wanted it. And that's what we're doing right now. Yeah, I'm trying to get this sold. All right, let's go. All right, so let's make our battery. This is the space for our battery. Actually, I shouldn't have told you that. I should have just kept drawing and then let you figure out what it was. I ruined it. Hopefully, I'm not in the way. I feel like I'm like standing directly in the way of the imagery. let's get this correct. So many of you probably have seen this before. There are books that describe exactly what I'm doing right now, but probably don't recognize it because they don't tell you what it is. They want you to just like not figure it out, I guess. But ultimately, it's just a power source. It's just equal power, and you can use it. You can use it to power everything, basically. This one. I like to think that like us playing is a way of figuring things out, even if we think it's not like usable at that time, because a lot of times we can't figure out why we play how we play or what we do when we do it. We just know that we're doing something uh, that jump starts that feeling that we're doing something connected. Hope that makes sense. Somebody told me I speak in parables, and I really don't know what the word parables really means. I Googled it and I was like, not really. Because I'm telling you exactly what I'm saying. I'm not really trying to like finesse or confuse or anything like that. Maybe I'm speaking a different language. Maybe that's what it is. Just I'm speaking a different language. I apologize. I so apologize. You're speaking a whole different language. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely a different language. This one goes. So our power source goes on here, here. Yep. Ta-da! All right, let's keep it going, y'all. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Let's go. Let's see what you guys said. You said it's because you are a great storyteller? Ooh, I like that. You're starting to see it, huh? Appreciate that, Almizu. I appreciate when people pay attention. Like, I really do. I appreciate that. Oh man, it makes my day. Like it just makes it so much more incredible that I'm seen and heard. Yeah. Sometimes it takes a little bit for people to kind of read me, and others that, you know, don't bother to ask the question, sometimes just don't, they don't get it. So yeah, that part that part of it is yep. Sometimes you gotta learn how to pay attention. You just gotta observe. You just gotta observe it. Cause yeah, I mean, I guess most of it is figuring out how to communicate with people, and I say that a lot of times. Um, I try to be like really upfront with people because I mean, what's the point of doing it any other way? Um, and sometimes I don't have the answer, you know, but there's always a good question. It really is. It's always a really good question out there. All right, so let's go. I think that's yep. Make a marker. Start dip out on me. I think I might have to get another marker. I think I might have to go marker shopping again. Because I found my white markers are completely just non-existent sometimes. So yeah, I'm streaming. I'm streaming. Just doing my best. Yep, just doing my best. Let me see. I keep reading that over and over. I'm gonna pin that. Thanks, Omizu. So those who don't know, I am a storyteller. I am just yep. I think I'm pretty good at it. If not, I'll get better. Yeah, I'll just figure out how to get better. Two, two, It's starting to look like it's coming together. There we go, my friend. Um, we're close there. That looks like it. Yep, there it is. I see it. I see it. There's the connection. Nice. That's really nice. And keep forgetting that it's Friday, isn't it? Everybody's like trying to figure out what to do today, you know? Boom. Looks like we got it. Looks like we figured it out. You said number one, number one, number one, number one, number one. Let's go. I believe that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. I think there's something else up here too. I didn't see it at first. Now I see it. It's like a little tiny space up there. Make sure we got all our connections. Oh yeah, that's cool. I think we're almost finished, bro. Even though it's upside down. I mean, it has to work in some type of way, right? Yeah. 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 I like it. Let's set this upside down. Ooh, how do you like it there? How does that look? I like it a lot. What do you think? That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. Let me see. That was only 48 minutes. Explaining quantum physics is what they explain it as. Energy in a pocket on the other side of a platform. I like it. Liminal space. I still have yet to figure out. I know what's over here, but I guess I can do that because sometimes it's a little harder for me to draw uh, the continuous lines on the wall, and a lot of times I like to put it flat so I can get it correct. But yeah, because that's what else is missing. Like on here, on this one, this is the other space. Can you see the wall, the connections on the wall? This is all just vibrations here. Yeah. So that's what's supposed to be in this. This is just the energy that connects all of this empty space. It's not really empty space. It's never empty. That makes zero sense. There's always energy somewhere. Uh, yeah, always, 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 always. I guess I can draw. Let me see. I guess I can draw the rest of. I guess I can draw what's in here too. Let's draw that. There it is. You see it? Let's finish this one up. How does it look? I get it right? Did I get it right? All right. So I don't know what color that I want to add. Because red usually is the color of the outer edge, but I don't know. I liked it. I like it empty on the outer spaces too. There's a lot going on if I put the outer edges of the energy on the poster. It's just, it makes it like 15 times crazier than what it already seems. That's just what it is. So, um, yeah, yep. I think we're done. We spent almost an hour doing this, making my way. Yep. I think this is what it is. I think I'm gonna go ahead and write my Perky's pocket. Let's go. This was fun. I had a lot of fun doing this, y'all. You said super cool, looks great. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully I can do more of these in the future. These are my liminal space posters. And yeah, I guess once let me see, once I put the date on it and put the definition on the back of the poster, I'm gonna sell it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna put the energy on this one because I usually do it in red, but I'm not sure if the red is, yeah, I might do it. Actually, I think I might do it. Yeah, I think that might give it, it's just red. So the black poster is like crazy. Oh man. But yeah, I like this. This turned out really good. Yeah, this turned out really good. There's a pump of, it's on, it is on this side. There's supposed to be, because you have to direct the energy as well, but it's usually over here on this side. But we'll add it for another day. But yeah, thank you guys for, yeah, thank you guys for being here. This is really cool. This is really cool. Sheesh. Well, thank you guys for watching. You said go over the, wait, you said go over the yellow line with black. Wait, what? Wait, I didn't understand that one. I'll do it, whatever that was supposed to be. That could uh that could be useful. So the yellow line with the black. That's an interesting statement. Oh man, yeah, I really do not like drawing sometimes on the wall because it's all squiggly and stuff. You said take care. You said like erase it. with black. How do I erase it with the black? Like I just did with the white marker in the corner? Are you talking about like making going in between with black as if it was like two, like erase it with black. I'm listening. I'm absolutely listening. You said trace over the existing lines with black. Oh, let me see if I got a oh, that could be possible. That could take me a longer time, but that's definitely possible. It's interesting. I didn't think about that one on Mizu. Yeah, it's possible. It could take me a very long time. It could probably take me probably 2 hours to get through. That's possible. I didn't think about that. Because I still have a lot of space in between. You said test it out on some scrap paper first? Yeah, I definitely could. It's interesting though. Next session, maybe? Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Next session. Yeah, definitely the next session. All right, y'all. Well, I'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya. Wait, let's get closer. Let's analyze this real quick before we hop off of this amazing live stream. So this is it's the green. There's like squigglies in there too. See that? There's always energy. No matter what you think about it, there's always energy going on. Even in the darkest of spaces. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. You said you think it would add some more depth? I think so too. But you see that little tiny line I made? That ink just covered it. So it possibly could. It possibly could. Because I added that, which gave it squiggly. It kind of pushed out that red a little bit. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I think it would add more depth to it. I didn't think about that. I have a white one too. Hold on. I mean, not white. I have hot neon. Hold on. It's like I have that one too. That one has some difference. See, there's this power converter right here in this corner right here, which connects everything. You said if you had something that was a very transparent color like crimson, or the surrounding negative space would be a great contrast, but would still stay subtle. Like, yeah, cause like this one, I could add, I could add crimson. I don't know, cause some like the white paper space did something different. It did something different when I added that. It didn't really give it. It just looked like static when I added it to this one. So I wasn't sure if the black paper would, if it would just be too busy, but I don't know. I mean, you can always try it. I have plenty of paper. I have like tons and tons of paper, so yeah, I have tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of it. I just need new markers because I'm consistently using them to draw entire posters at this point. But yeah, yep, yep. You said you could do all the energy lines, but it would not stand out as much. Hmm. Until you got right up on it. You're right, and it's really difficult to see on this paper. Like the light is showing up as yellowish, but it's orange, and it's really difficult for you to see. Um, and something told me to do it like that, so I did it like that, and that's how it came out. So yeah, that's that's how it looked. Good. Oh, okay. Yeah. Until you got right up on it. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I was to display this, it would you really would have to get up close in order to see it because it's such a bright paper with such a even brighter white attached to it. And I didn't add any of the energy lines on the outside of it because I just didn't. I just didn't on this one. So I mean, I did this one yesterday, so all the other ones I completed, but they were small paper and they were on white paper as well. So trying to figure out which color schemes to use definition. And even when I used white here, I wouldn't even know what other color to use other than a darker color or a color with less impact of light. Yep. But these are fun. I like doing these. You said You said I really like these? Ooh, I have to do more then. I would have to do more. Actually, I could do another one too. I could actually start another one. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, I don't have any plans for the rest of the evening, as far as I know. No one called me or texted me or asked me to be somewhere, or I don't have a show today or anything like that. So I could possibly do another one. Yep. I have different color paper too. And let's see. Actually, I'll leave this one up there. I have blue. I have more black. I have tons of black paper. I have this pink highlighter. It probably won't show up as pink, but probably a red or something. But this one's like super highlighter pink. I have more orange. I have blue. I have purple. I have this one's purple. This one might show up as a different color too, but not sure. Like I said, most the cameras don't read like 100%. I have green. I picked most of the colors, the color spectrums. I picked most of those colors, so to show the other colors, because like I said, I was gonna focus on like one scheme of color rather than doing a bunch of colors blocked together. But yeah, let me see. I have. Uh, yep. Yeah, I could do another one. I could. You said nice pink. Wait, okay, hold on. Let me scroll back. They are pretty solid idea. Ooh, you said nice pink. Purple is nice. Also lime green too. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know how they show up on the camera, but I would just have to be careful with the colors because once again, if I do white, it's kind of difficult to see until you get like all the way up on it. But I can do green. We can use green. And boom, we got green. Now the green is interesting because why? Because it's a negative color sometimes, but we'll do it. Let's see, what color marker should I use then? Black? Yeah, it kind of looks like the looks like a green screen, but black I think could show up well. Or I can just use another white marker. I have yellow too. Yellow might be really vibrant up against that. I have blue. Blue could be a good color. You said I would test out different color markers to see. Yeah, let's do that real quick. Let's test out some different color markers. Black is always such a great color to use up against such a bright scheme of that white, green. Yeah, we're not gonna go and use green. That's for 100%. Yeah, we have pink too. Pink might be a good standout color. It could stand out really well. Oops. Let's see. White obviously is a main color. Yeah, that orange is pretty up against that. It's blue. There's pink. Oh, that highlighter pink is something different too. We got our red. And then we have our black. Obviously, black is such a stronger color. Yeah, there's such a strong color there. I mean, we got options. So that blue is nice for something subtle. So doubling up the line with two different colors might make the line stand out more. That's correct. It might be. That might be true. I never thought about that, but that definitely could produce something beneficial. Maybe let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I like to think maybe the pink, maybe the pink and black, maybe those two. It's like Ghostbuster slime green. And blue is kind. You right. It is pretty. It is a pretty subtle color. Hmm. What do we see? Maybe. What if you did blue, then went back over it in orange, pink? All right, we got blue. Because that blue is pretty light. I have a darker blue too. We can use that. Um, and then you said over, back over it in pink or blue, and yeah, let's try the blue. Huh. Let's do blue. Let's go blue and use the light color first and then the darker. That. Okay, let's do it. Let's get to it. Look how the colors change too. The wall's different now. Let me see if I change. And don't try to completely cover the first line. Got it. Let's try that. Let's try it. All right, all right. Uh-oh. Our baby blue might be running a little low. Might have some significant differences. Yeah. But it's a good color, yeah. I like it. It's a good color. I don't know if that's angled correctly, but we did it. We did it. It's kind of difficult to see from that angle. Yes. 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 Let's go. Gotta be careful. Those lines are still wet. That looks a lot even, right? All right, let's see what our black marker would do for us. And I have the chisel edge on it too, so mm, I don't know. I don't know about that one. It takes it takes a lot. Let's see. What do you think? It's just like you said no. You said it works because it's closer on the color wheel with the green than the orange will be. You said so that, wait, zoom in. It's like I was trying to figure out where I can put the line. It's just, I don't know. It don't hit the same. Yeah, it just looks like a darker reference of line. Like maybe if it was lighter, maybe if I added white to it. So let's see the line. Let me get up closer. Hold on. Sorry, my phone is. It kind of looks like it connects, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a phone line or that's weird. I don't know. I don't know about it. It just looks like a dark line. That's really it. White might work because, like you said, it will be lighter. Let me see. Let me get a different marker. Oh, this one's chalk. That is not correct. Doot, 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 doot. Yeah, I think it's the white. I think white really does better. And I often see it when I do the signage when I'm finished. Yeah, it often comes out just a tad bit better in reference. Now it's super thick, huh? Yeah. If I don't add too much ink to it, it does help it stand out. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Now, if I could steady my hand the whole time, that would be cool too. Because this is a chalk marker and it kind of dries up. I don't know. It's like an ink chalk marker. Yeah, these are a pain in the butt sometimes to use, especially if I'm using it on a different. Let me see. But yeah, it does. It makes a huge difference. I'm actually gonna go back over that in blue, and then we can use the white. That's why I said there's like no mistakes. You just have to figure out how to use your tools to make it right. Yeah. See, just clear that line. And then we can use our handy dandy white marker to do our fill. think so. Wait for it. It makes like an etch line, and it's not really, yeah, it's not really thick. Well, I guess it could be a thicker marker. I don't know if this is empty or is it just, I think it might be empty. Yep, like I said, I'm running out of ink on a lot of these markers because, okay, well, I think this one is empty. Super empty. It's a Crayola marker. I don't know. I don't know. It kind of makes it shiny. Yeah, I think I'm all out of ideas on this one. All of the markers that I have are running low. Are running low on life, so well, let's keep going. Wait. You said go over it with the third color. It's like the lines are resonating. You said I did some experiments like this with the line drawings of flowers and really liked how the image vibrated. Nice. Um, let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get that part. Um, because I know what you're talking about. I can see it. It's like if it has just a tiny bit more light on the edges, it'll do. But it's like as soon as I touch the marker, automatically covers it up. Yeah, the tip of that marker automatically gets covered in the color. Interesting. Yeah, I don't understand that. I know the logic behind it, but doot 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 doot. Oh, sure, sure. That works. then it works. All right, let's put some. That's a cool seat. Kind of looks like a bed. Kind of looks like a car. I like it. Yeah, I guess if I scratch hard enough, it'll take, yeah, it'll take the color in there. Okay. I see it. Yeah, I see it. I see it now. That makes sense. So it kind of makes it look like it's a little gloss there. Gives it a different dimension. But 100% I see it. Yeah. I see it. Got it, bro. So, all right, what do we think here? You said it definitely changes the quality. It does. Goal. It does. It actually stands out like 10 times more. And yeah, let me see. I gotta wait on this. So, get a little closer. It makes a huge difference because like it's highlighting. Yeah, I like it too. I like it. All right, all right, all right, all right. Put those over there, sir. All right, let's get these windows going. Make sure we get that one done. We have our looky look window. Yeah, that looks about right. Hmm? What do y'all think? You said this way, even if the image is much more simple, still it stands out more. It might be twice the work, but it definitely adds value. But it definitely adds value. No, I don't believe in too much work or however people see it. Like, because the part of doing something should be enjoyable. It shouldn't be a technical term like that. Because then why am I doing it if I'm undervaluing the fact that I'm doing it? It's not work. It's part of the experience. What if I didn't do it? I would never figure out that I could have did it that way. Kind of figures out like instead of me like racing to get through it, there's like there's like a second feeling for it. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like I actually get, like you get to chew your food twice, swallow the food twice. Yeah, this marker actually just started working too. It's funny. It said, I'm gonna be the best marker ever. That's what it just said. But I see where the highlight line is. Yeah, I see where the highlight lines are. It's cool. This is really cool. I gotta be careful. I don't want to get. I'm gonna get ink all over my arm. Doot 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 doot. Sweet. I like that. Oops, I just keep putting the markers, wrong markers, in my pocket. Where do you go? Go into yourself. Nice. Yeah, you're supposed to go over there. What are you doing? All right, so that's me not overthinking. I'm kind of in my head right now. Because some of the ink is capturing, but I think what, like, sometimes when the light actually hits it, it only hits it in, different angles of it. So you're not going to get all of it and all of it in one spot. It'll just be a capture light maybe in the corner or on a little bit of the edge. So this marker is just, it's just bleeding a little bit more. See? I like it like that. I just wish my lines were a little bit straighter, but it happens. Just like I said, if I was, if I had the paper face down directly, I probably can get the lines a lot more cleaner. But you know, we're here for it. We are, we're here. Oh wait, let me see. I like it. It actually does. It makes the green as if the green was the light source, and it's just projecting the light on the blue spaces. I like it. That's pretty cool. Let's go. So once again, I'm like trying to fill up as much of the space as possible with all of what you see. Once again, I'm not really using my imagination. I'm using my energy to do it. Oh, I see it. Wow, it looks really different. I think because it's like super far away, it has, I don't know, it has a different quality when it's this far away. Yeah, I might need to get a different size pen, a white marker pen. So when I do this, the colors don't overrun. Because like I said, I can see where the highlight is. Yep, I can see where it's at. So if you guys are just joining in, if this is the first time you saw what I'm doing today, I'm creating liminal space. Liminal space is almost a negative space of interaction between humans or creatures or some type of organism. Most of the time, it's like a place for staging. Like something's going to happen, but it's not there yet. So it's empty. And this is what it's supposed to look like. And obviously, if there's going to be something, there has to be energy. There has to be some type of lighting. There has to be some type of focal point so this space can be seen. And so this is the before of that. Oh, I forgot to draw. I can draw the carpet now. Let's draw a carpet. So I'm full of rain. And today we're drawing our poster. Drawing on a green poster board. You had to do that, didn't you? There we go. Oh yeah, so if you ever went to a liminal space, you would see that most of the area is all the same. just like I said, it's more like a staging for something to happen. And if you're stuck in a liminal space, your best option, not to go backwards, but to continue to go forward. Even though you think that going backwards is going to help, you're ultimately going to be there for a while. So the exploration of a new space can often help you identify the fact that you're stuck there. And if you just keep moving forward, you'll live longer in the event that you're stuck in a liminal space. This is the best thing because energy has to keep going. Yep. The lights will always be on. They will always be on. Yeah, they will always be on. So I guess as soon as I start putting dots on this, it's probably going to make this into probably not a carpet, but more like a physical, yeah, more like a physical representation of, yeah. Because not only does it make it pop out, it makes it, yeah, a three-dimensional or even two-dimensional or even four-dimensional. Or, no, it can't be five yet. So now I feel like I have to add more to it because all this empty space leaves. Leaves the eye to imagine that there could be more in this empty space. So I'm adding these extra white lines to highlight. And this should bring out the darker spaces of the image. That didn't take too long. It was like that might have been like 40 minutes though. Let's check. Yep, that was like 40 minutes of work. Sheesh. You said so very cool. It's like two different dimensions overlapping one another. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. And I think I'm gonna make the etches just a little bit smaller because the marker is really thick. But it looks like everything is vibrating, doesn't it? It's like everything has like a movement to it. I like it though. It's a great idea. Thank you, Amizu. Thank you. Yeah, so I just make like small, like it'll capture as if the light is. This is actually a chalk marker too. So it dries just a little bit quicker um, than a regular acrylic marker, and which I'm using is the blue. It's interesting. There's an interesting little space here. All right, so let's make our. Oh, I gotta get another. What am I gonna do with my paper? My paper. We need. We need to flip this. How y'all like it? Does it look good? Did I do a good job? Let's see, except for taking my phone down. It has, like I said, like it feels like it's vibrating. Like it has its own type of movement. Woo! All right, let's up dive down this. You said it was all you. I just made a suggestion. All right, I'll take it then. I'm taking it. Absolutely taking it. So, just like I said before, this is just the upside of the space. So this is the downside of the space, or underneath, or below, or beside, or however you characterize like up and down, or left and right, or BA. uh, this one's a smaller. Nice. We got it. We did it, y'all. We did it. Yo, I love when a plan comes through. All right, so this is like the power station to run this. So we're gonna put our battery, or our network lines, is what they call them now, not our network lines, because all of it has to work in order for the lights to be on. So this is what it looks like. We're gonna make our connections. It's interesting too, because I don't know who else is watching, or who even knows what I'm talking about when I'm, or even knows what I'm doing right now. But like they showcase this in movies a lot. Like there's like a movie called Upside Down World. Um, what was the other one with Leonardo DiCaprio? Like there's a bunch of different movies. Like even in the new Godzilla versus uh, King Kong, they show it all the time. Like they even, I mean, they show it everywhere. But once again, like you don't realize it because it's it's like a, I don't know, it's like a reference point, and they're trying to show you what it is. But yeah, I guess it's more like this is what we know, and this is how we define it. But once again, you don't get to see it in real life all the time because sometimes we ignore it. It's like right there. Like our power stations are like right there. You just don't get to see it because they're not showing you every single one of them. A lot of them are either hidden because that's just the way they have to do it, or they show you what it looks like, and then they block it off. And I think you got it. But this happens not just in our world, but on different planes. Like plants do it too. You just don't see it because most of the time it's underground. So even um, yeah, even Let's see. They had it a long time ago, like showcased and it was available, but they figured that they could charge people. They figured that they could just use it for their own. And I say they, I mean the ones that I'm getting too deep into that. But yeah, this is what it looks like. This is the idea of liminal space. Now, you don't want to get stuck in liminal space because there's nothing there. I mean, you can live there for so long, but there's no nutrition, there's no way of gaining access to water unless you know how to change your DNA in order to live in an environment like that, which you don't. So just don't get trapped in liminal space. But I thought it was fun to showcase because a lot of times I have it on my posters and it's on the back of my poster, right? So you get to see the energy, whatever the character is on the front, but you don't ever get to see what the back looks like because, well, it's the back of the poster. Like you're only going to see it once if you turn it around. So this is how I'm showcasing it because somebody asked me about it, and actually a bunch of people asked me about it. It's just describing um, what it does and its form and reason. So this is me explaining it because, like I said, I want to share everything. Like I know a bunch of stuff. Like I know how things work and how yeah. I'll just say it like that. I know how a bunch of stuff works. Um, and some people ask questions. Like I said, I like to answer them because, well, you asked the right question. Somebody asked me about time, and I said, well, let's just say, let's say if you were in a place, that would be considered time. If you were in no existence of place, then there would be no consistency of time. You wouldn't have a reason to exist or function. So then there would be no time. So we live here in this place where time is what it is because things are organic, which they break down, which is consistent of time. So the struggle is to figure out how to do things in that space that we call our planet in time, right? So that's why they use a brick and mortar society right now to define how we do everything. Because if you waste what they call time, then you can't do the things that needs to be done because you're not using energy. I think I did that off wrong. Let me see. One, two, I did do it wrong. Oops. Yep, I did it wrong. It's supposed to be one more. So yeah, so everything is expressed through that. But just like I said, if we didn't live on this planet, like if we lived in outer space or something, that outer space, time wouldn't be anything because we wouldn't exist. We wouldn't have reason to talk about it because it doesn't exist. So the function of it is to do as much as you can within that because we're bound by something that holds us responsible, I guess. I guess that's how you say it. We're responsible for our own. I did it again. And we can bring this down. All right, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. I keep forgetting that I'm going to use the white markers. Let's see. What do we have in the chat? You said you said Inception? Yeah, Inception was the Leo DiCaprio movie, and it's Purgatory. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's purgatory. Cause like if I say it out loud, it's like when people hear it, they're like, it's like the worst place to be. But I mean, the upside is that you could be stuck on this planet working every single day of your life, and then realize at the end of your life you could have did more, and then that still gains purgatory because you could have did way more within that time period. You could learn so much more within that time period, but you chose to do something that took your time. Yeah, if that makes sense. So I guess that would be purgatory at the same time. Yeah, but you realize it because this is only a place so we can have feelings, so we can feel everything. You got hurt, you got love, you got all our sensations of our body. You have the energy that this space is conducting because you can feel all of it. There's lightning strikes, you can feel that too. Like there's a you can live through a lightning strike as well because some people want to feel that. So like everything has based on that type of feeling. So it's all just structured on the fact that your mind, right, the head of our body is just a connection to this body of feeling, and that's what we're here for. Yep. And we get to do it as many times as we want to. Just just got to come back. That's all. They say it in movies a ton of times too. Like you gotta look back at the older movies because they had like a lot more references into already understanding exactly what our purpose and our beginning. There's a lot more clarification now than it was before because once again everything's in books. That's how we were able to communicate in the beginning. So like we really structured a lot around that. Then they got rid of those books or kept those books hidden, but now we have the ability of connection through our social media and digital. So, and it's gonna get even better where we can figure it out through our yeah yeah. I won't go too deep into it, but we're gonna figure that out on a different scale because that's how we're learning. If you look at it, like uh, we used to use a lot of stuff, but the function of communication is through language. And the same thing that birds do. Like if you get up in the morning and you hear the birds, that's them communicating. And most of the time, it's them just using sound to orchestrate communication. Sometimes it's consistent. Sometimes it's just through the sound of making vibrations. And they'll often move so you can feel the vibration in different areas, right? But we figured out how to do it through a digital feel. Like you got your phones, the first things that they gave us, when we use phones was vibration. You're like, oh, somebody is trying to communicate with me. And now you have tones and then you have other frequencies in order to get your attention. So it's the same thing. It just all works the same exact way. I messed this up too. There is something here. Yeah, it's fun. Like I figured it out earlier. Like I really connected with identifying things like earlier because I felt like I was here before, and I was like, oh shoot, I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. I know exactly what I'm doing now, and the only thing I have to do is observe, and I'll gain that memory. That's all I'm doing is gaining memory from a past experience. We've already experienced this before. Yeah, we've already we've already experienced. So I'm just trying to remember what it was that called me before. Get it? What called me? My calling, my purpose. You just have to remember it. This is me remembering it. Yeah, I can drop these. Yeah, and this is me documenting everything, so I can go back and listen to it and tell my future uh, what it is that I need and how to go about getting it and communicating. That's basically it. Because at some point in time, we'll be able to document uh, way more than we do right now. We think that documentation. This is why they have this thing about our data. Basically, it's just all the information combined together can make one source. Kind of like what YouTube is doing, but um, yeah, I already I had this conversation with somebody at a show, and I told them that the reason why I was there, like at that point in time, was to tell them about something. And all I had to do was ask the question, and I could tell you. So I told them what it was, and um, I mean, she all she had to do was just listen, because if the vibration was the same, if she felt a connection, then she would get an understanding. It's just the same thing as like so. So a lot of people say like on their live streams, like, "Oh, I can't hear you," so they ask somebody to speak up. So I'm speaking up so you can understand what it is that I'm saying, so you can visualize what it is that I am connecting you with. So that's the point. And that's what I told her. I told everybody that. There was a bunch of people that were listening. Um, yeah, this marker. Yep. But it's fun though. I get to like, I get to, what's the word? I get to be, I get to be myself. If that makes sense. It's like if I had a different form, if I looked different, then it would be harder for you to like accept that. So the form that I have is, yeah, that's how it works. I thought of it like I just thought of so many different like forms that I could take and like structure it. But I was like, if I take another form, then people would be like standoffish or they wouldn't communicate because the form was different. Even though I might speak the same language, right? I can speak French, German, Italian. I can speak all those languages, but if my form, the way I look, isn't congruent, isn't uh, conducive to what I'm trying to do, then yeah, it will be a scary situation mentally. I mean, although like at that point you would be like you would still have that that memory of the situation, um, but the connection wouldn't be there. You would be so much further away from what I was trying to say at that point, and it wouldn't it wouldn't be a good thing. Because I've like heard of situations and tales of people meeting like different types of, and the fact that it was a scary situation. And I was like, well, I get that, but what was it trying to say to you when you met that? And it was like, they don't remember. So, yeah. And the goal is to remember so you can continue. Yeah. Let me look at the chat. I'm just talking. I'm just talking. They should just listen harder. Absolutely. Just listen harder. but it's so much fun. It really is. It's, it's so much fun. Yeah, eat every day. So much fun. All right, we have. Hmm. Nice. All right, let's add some white lines, some streaks, so we can get some 3D representation in there. Cause yeah, that was pretty flat before. Now we got some color in there, some light, so we can see this color. They said, I think I'm gonna get a different. I might get a different marker. I don't know. This one hits. We might keep it. We might keep this. I use white markers a lot. I use the yellow markers like 10 times more than that. 10 times way more. Sometimes this white marker comes out a little bit aggressive. Or it doesn't come out at all. And it's just a chalk marker. So when it presses up against it, it's just not really ink, but yeah, just that chalk, a chalky substance, which actually can rub off too. All right, looks like we're almost done. We're just gonna get these white lines in here nice and comfortable. And we're gonna do our background for this power source right here. Because these are all just like I said, the network lines that help power the liminal space. And if you don't know, liminal space it's almost empty space. It's like a place ready, like getting ready to be used. But you don't want to go there before. Like let's just say there's a busload of people, right? You randomly get off the bus because you think that's your stop, right? And when you get to the point, wherever you get off at, it's like, oh, you can't stay here. But you don't realize it because the bus is already gone. So you're stuck in a space that is not designed for you to be there. So all the things that you need, not there. Even though the power is turned on, you can't live there because it's not ready for life. That's liminal space. That is a place you don't want to go to. And just like I said, these are my posters and these are the back of my posters, usually. I usually have the character in the front where there's energy, there's life, there's a planet that is sustainable. And this is all of the power station. This is the power station for the front of the poster. So yeah, you can even Google it right now. You can Google liminal space, Liminal space, SPACE, liminal space. It'll tell you. It'll show you. Because I'm not making this up. I'm not making it up at all. This stuff it's real. Like it's all real. Just like I said, like they'll tell you in movies things, like they'll showcase things that are like, could that be real? It's probably real. Yeah. They're just showing you like bits and pieces of it. They're called like messages. Like I said, they had a movie King Kong and and Godzilla, and they used a liminal space world. Well, they used a liminal. Oh, I take that back. They used the energy to get you through liminal space to get to wherever they were trying to portray the other King Kong world, wherever the heck he got stuck at the end was this place to be. But you didn't want to get stuck on the way there. That's where like the spaceships and stuff like it was pretty cool. I thought it was a cool like representation of how to get somewhere. But I was like, nobody would have been able to get there. Not, I mean, maybe the spaceship would have taken you, but nah, they wouldn't have lived through. No, it's just not. It's not real. It's not real at all. But it was fun though. It was a fun, imaginative, like way to figure stuff out. It's fun. It is super duper fun. Like I remember when I was a kid, and I always remember stuff when I'm a kid, like because those are like first impressions, and I was like, why and what and how, and there wasn't many people to explain. Like there wasn't many people to explain this stuff. They were just like, oh well, it just is, and I'm like, but why? Oh, why is it just is what you say it is? And like, well, we can't explain it because we don't know. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just have to figure it out. So I asked questions, and hopefully, at some point in time, I'll get a direct answer. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I ask somebody says that I ask questions about things I already know. And I was like, sometimes, but other times I'm starting conversations because I don't know how we're supposed to perceive things that somebody told us is what it is. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. It has to make like my senses to connect. That's why they say it has to make sense, not money, but it has to make our senses realize that the connection is real. And a lot of times it just doesn't. So I ask questions and they're like, oh, well, it is because somebody made it up. And I was like, well, you guys got to stop making up shit because it's fucking confusing. Like, it really is. Like, you're either going to go by real or you're just going to confuse the shit out of people, which is probably something they do on purpose because the answer is, so much more like complicated or detrimental, or it doesn't like feed uh, a good motive to have the answer. Because once again, you're gonna work forever, right? So if they tell you how you can get away from working forever, then they would lose grasp of reality, and you probably do nothing, and you probably wouldn't travel, or you probably wouldn't have like all of the things that you say you're supposed to with working on something. Like, I'm working on this. This is a work in progress. So if I wasn't doing nothing, then what would I be doing? Living in purgatory. I wouldn't have what I say I have because I would like end the result. Like, if this is a journey, right? This is a journey to go somewhere, then you have to be motivated to do something. So there's like little things that you can do on your journey. Ask questions. If you get lost, stay still and ask more questions. Ask, how could I get to this destination? Don't keep going in whatever direction without asking questions, because then you'll get more lost. So the idea is that there's people out there to help you. Just like when I communicate all the time, I'm like, I need help. How do you need help? I need help assisted in this, this, and this. And people usually on the journey usually give me help, or they give me other directions where somebody knows where I'm supposed to go. And I find those people. Ooh, I always find those people. It's very interesting. I always find those people. I really do. I really do. Yeah. And it's really beneficial. Just ask questions. I think I lost track of what I was saying because I was trying to make sure that these were correct. But yeah, this is awesome. So somebody, let's see, somebody, some people not asked a question, but made a statement. And I thought of it like all of our surroundings, even the world that we live in, everything is like in a spiral. Our DNA is in a spiral. Our connections are spirals because if they flow, like, this is part of the connection. So if they flow correctly, then you know you're going in the right direction. Now, if you're like wiggly wobbly and you're off and you're going in this direction and it's putting you, your arms are flailing and you feel unbalanced, that's because your spiral, the correct, is off. So your brain will tell you how to get there. Your body just has to work that sensation so you can get back onto that. But somebody had made a statement about it, um, because we're designed to balance ourselves. If that makes sense. And sometimes we don't know how to, but Yeah, you gotta, let's see. I guess you like even kids know it. It's just like I said, when I always make references when I was a kid because I felt like I knew more. I felt like I knew more than I know now. Not saying that I don't know a lot now, but it's like a reprogramming, a consistent thing of going through something that knocks you off balance. Like when you're a kid, you're perfect. You have everything, usually if something genetically is not creating chaos in your body, but generally you have everything that you need to be the perfect uh, person. Yeah, and I had to figure that out a long time too. But I'm once again I'm off balance again with that. So like it's already so because I've sorry, I'm like okay, cool, cool, cool. Thought somebody asked a question. So so yeah, that's why I make so many references as a kid because I felt like I knew a bunch of stuff. Like, yeah, man created and made a bunch of whatever. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call it this. I was like, oh, something about that just don't feel right. Like, I don't think it's called that. So I would have to ask a question, and they're like, oh, you're such an adult to ask a big person's question or something. And it would be like so off-putting. I'm like, well, what are we talking about? Like, am I not asking a real question, or are you not going to give me the answer? So a lot of those things are um, like the handicap of, I guess that's what it is. It's like them trying to handicap you. These are real people. These are not like demons or some shit. This is like real people who are so like programmed to do and feel and be manipulated. I think I'm off track on this, but like I said, I learned a lot as a kid or a young adult, or somebody who is inspiring to be great. Um, yeah, I received a lot of things when I was younger because I was motivated to figure out like my purpose, whatever my calling was. I had to get to it. I'm like racing to get to it. I think that's the fun part too. It's like you come back, like we're all here for a reason. So you come back and you're like, okay, you race to figure out what your purpose is. And a lot of us don't know what our purpose is because we're stuck in, yep, that purgatory word. We're stuck in a place that doesn't fit our reason for existence. And it's hard to think that we can get to where we say we want to if it takes money or if it takes a long time um, or if it's something that we don't understand. So, just like I said, asking questions, and people are going to tell you exactly what it is. Regardless if they feel like they don't have the answer, then obviously that wasn't the person that you should probably connect with. But your origin of that will ultimately guide you. I'll show you who the person is. I'll tell you um, where you need to go. Same thing they do in movies. Same exact thing they do in movies. Yep. And the best way to get there faster is to mold your character. So I'm a character, and I like to think of it as I'm a support character. So I play my role, I balance things out, and I help figure out things. Now, there's a bunch of situations I don't know, so I help guide you to somebody who might know, depending on how you handle, the response that I give you. Uh, yep. A lot of times people don't expect it, but yeah. Let's just say I ask a question today. It could be any question, like anything that I really truly want to know. Because you can't just ask weird questions and expect not to get another weird answer or an outcome, because it'll just be weird and you still won't understand the connection of why it happened or what it is, because you're not really asking a question. You're just fooling yourself. So I go in and I ask, and ultimately people will show up to give me different answers because that's how it works. So I want to know something about food or health, how to get somewhere. Somebody will show up at my door and do just that. And I've had it happen a bunch of times too. Random people at random times. Somebody somebody knocked on my door the other day. I was like, there's no reason for anybody to. I wasn't expecting anything. And he tried to hand me some pizza. And I thought about it because I'm not eating carbs right now. It's 100% just not eating carbs. But it was to show me that it was something that to keep going. Yep, I'm doing right. Just keep going. Because I want to make promises to myself that the things that I'm consuming may not be healthy or good for me, or might hold me back or put me in purgatory. So ask the right questions. Yep. I'm missing something here too. I'm missing something. What can it be? Looks like we're almost done now. Let my hands wet. Let's stand. Instead of standing in front of the picture, that would make sense. So, just like I said, if you guys just joined, this is called liminal space. Liminal space. Those who didn't hear what I said, it's called liminal space. And this is the power station. Oh yeah, I know what I'm missing now. Missing the key symbols for the power station. But yeah, that's what this is. Let me see if there's any questions about what I just said about 50 times. You said I'm listening harder? Nah, they demons and angels, both sides trying to confuse us. Oh shoot. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'm the one that's trying to confuse you on that one. Maybe I was just doing that to see if you were listening. I could be. I could definitely be that. That's interesting. Oh, buddy. That's funny. Yeah, I've seen that as well become I've seen it become like like a heavy talk, heavy conversation about like angels and demons. We could probably talk about that like all day. Somebody stopped me to talk about that too, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll listen. I'll listen to whatever you say you got to say. I'll listen because it's important. It's important that I'm hearing it. Yep. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. And it's once again, it's like when people say stuff out loud, they either want to do something or they're trying to stop something from happening, like whatever it is. Lady, I asked her. I told her, when I was younger, we were supposed to have flying cars at this point when I was younger. And then she was like, oh, well, we have flying cars now. That's what she said. She's like, oh, yeah, we got flying cars right now. I was like, okay, that makes total sense. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what we got right now. Where where do we have flying cars? Where? She didn't explain that, but that's what she told me. And I got in her car. I got in her car. And that's what she told me. I thought it was funny. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I laughed and then I was like, she's super serious. But one, she didn't give me the answer of like, where could I find one of these flying cars? I didn't get that answer at all. I did not. I said, okay. Must be one of those little angels and demons playing tricks. Because I was like, they won't allow us to have flying cars. And there's for a bunch of different reasons. There's a bunch of different reasons. One, everything is about power. The one who has the most power rules the world. And that's usually how it goes. That's usually how it goes. Power and control. So, I asked in a bunch of different ways, thinking that I was going to get, I already knew the answer. I already knew uh, why I didn't see those every day. I said it'll be, when we're ready to acknowledge it, I said we'll get there. Um, but I said, one, everything is about balance. So right now, where we're at with uh, our communication, people still don't communicate correctly. Like if I ask for something, it takes still a longer time for them to process what I say I need in order for it to be true, for me to get that. And we're still not ready yet. So I'm not saying that we can't, but forcibly, I know people who don't even use technology and you want them to use a flying vehicle, a vehicle of consciousness to move about this space. I don't think so. That's not going to work because you're going to have to adapt to something that is, yeah, and a lot of people still not there. So that's why we don't have flying cars. And no, you don't need a driver's license to drive a flying car, right? You just need the capability, and we haven't gotten there yet. Well, actually, we should have been there a long time ago. Um, because if I imagined it, regardless on what cartoons, what places I lived at, what comic books I read, like if we're supposed to be there. And somebody did that on purpose so we didn't get there. Well, somebody took it away. I'll just say something took that away because there was another reason. And that's why we still have diesel and gas vehicles that help promote smog and all types of other intrusive situations. But I'm not complaining because I'll be back. And when I come back, it'll be right. It will be exactly the way I said it's supposed to be. And I'll put that on everything. Yep. I'll put that on everything. Oh, yeah. Isn't it interesting? We already know what we're supposed to do. We just gotta figure it out. We gotta remind ourselves. That's what it is. have to be reminded of what it is. Doesn't that make sense? I want somebody to tell me it doesn't make sense. Tell me why it doesn't make sense. Huh? I know somebody's listening. There's somebody always listening in on my videos. Cause like if somebody watches it, there's a number that's preceded after you watch it. And I was like, somebody listened to what I had to say. Now maybe they didn't understand what I was saying, or maybe they were like, "Oh, this dude's talking crazy stuff." Maybe it made sense, but I'm not gonna say anything. But I know somebody heard what I just said. I know they did. Somebody. Yep. Yep. And it's interesting too because I say what I say with a purpose, and I'm like, maybe I was just talking about like cereal or something for like the last 2 hours. We were conversating about something that was, pretty standard. But I'm talking about real stuff. I'm not talking about like made up shit or cartoons, the latest movie about, I don't know, drugs or some shit. I'm talking about some real stuff. I know some people don't even want to listen to it because they don't understand it. And that's where we got here. You said it's just another language or code that hopefully helps us to interpret and make sense of all of this. Absolutely. Because the one thing is, we always want to figure out what it is that we're supposed to be doing, regardless if it's somebody's coaching us or, we're learning something new. It's just that we just have to figure it out. And sometimes it clicks, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it takes a while, but in the end, you know, it's up to us to figure it out. Especially as a community of people. As a community of people, we're supposed to figure this shit out. But we work separately all the time, and that's why it takes us longer to get there. Especially it's weird because I'm like, if this is the future, why is it taking us so long to figure out shit or even to work together? Hmm. Are we selfish? Are we selfish little beings? Is that what we are? Because somebody told me that I helped them start something. And I've heard that a few times in my life, just a few times. I stopped counting, but just a few times. And I'm like, it's important that we help each other because I'm just one of many. I'm not just, maybe you might just see one of me, but in tandem, I do because it's healthy. I shouldn't do things on my own because that's not the way it works. Even though we all came here separate days and times and existence, no, we're all here together for a purpose. And whatever that purpose is, that's what we all should be working on. Not working against each other. What would be the purpose of that? There is no purpose in working against each other. Fighting each other over things that what? You can't take with you when you leave. So, right? This is like a blueprint. Actually, all of the things that I've created in the last, what? I've been working on this for like about my channel for like a year. I've had the channel for a couple, but like once I figured it out, because me doing like other things wasn't working. I'm like, well, maybe you just make a YouTube channel and then maybe you like draw it out. Maybe people will figure it out. Like even my cats are a representation of our body's ego. Like a lot of times we get happy, we're sad, we're upset about things that people do. Our cats help us cleanse our energy by purging. and that's what they're doing. But it's harder for me to specify that without some imagery to go with it. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. But how do I do it? And I'm like, well, you have to take what you don't need and get rid of it. That's it. Like this, I can rip this up, throw this in the trash, and be done with it. That's me purging of something that I say I don't need. But in the end, there's purpose in this. This is like the cat that has purpose. The colors, the imagery of it, its physical energy is purpose. That's why we have cats. Just gonna let y'all know that. That's why we have cats, y'all. I'm gonna say it 50 million times. That's why we have cats. Yep. So I think I'm done for the day. I think I've created yet another amazing piece of artwork here. Yep. And this is what I'm probably gonna do because this other side is empty, right? I'm probably gonna draw cats on this side as well. Because just like I said, I want to continue what I started. And what I started was a statement, not just, something to take home and not realize, but this is everything. This is like the first kind of stepping stools to become greater, you know, to become the greatest, our potential. Yep. This is it. So this is a 22 by 28-inch poster. And yeah, you can buy this. You take this home, put it on your wall, and I guarantee this will give you good energy. 100%. And if you didn't know why, it's because I made it. That's why it's great energy. Because I made it. I made it with all of my great energy. And I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you, Omizu, for being in the chat with me today. It really helped me out too, so I can see some things that I was not aware of in my strive to be just as great as you are. So I hope to see you guys in the next one. You said great stream today. It was fun, full of rain. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And hopefully you guys subscribe so you can get some great energy through what I am creating on my channel. And I'll see y'all in the next one.